Hey everyone, happy St. Patrick's Day. It's Miss Amanda, and today I'm going to show you a fun and easy STEAM activity that you can do with items you may already have at home. So I'm going to send a link over for a printout, a coloring sheet for a shamrock. You can obviously use whatever color paper you like and draw it. If you have a printer and you'd rather print it out, go right ahead. I suggest not cutting it out. This way your little one can practice coloring it inside the lines, and then once you cut it out, there's more cleanup to make when they are coloring off the edge of their shamrock. I suggest either using a tin, a cooking tin, or just an aluminum tin that you have at home, or if you rather use a plastic tablecloth, whatever's easier to clean up for you. So some things you're going to need. You are going to need some baking soda, some paint. I'm going to mix green and white because I'm going to want a lighter green. If you do not have green paint, you can obviously mix blue and yellow. Add a little bit of white if you want to make it lighter, that's up to you. If you do not have paint at home, if you want to try to use some food coloring, you may do so. You may need to add a little bit of water to change the consistency to make it a little bit more of a paint. I am going to use a paper plate as my palette, and of course a paintbrush to paint with. Make sure you have vinegar, somewhere to place the vinegar in. If you happen to have an eyedropper such as like a pipette at home, that is ideal. So then he or she can use their fine motor skills. They should already know how to use a pipette, where they put it in, they pinch, they take it out, and they release, and they know that that is when the liquid releases inside the pipette. If not, you can try to do the same activity with a straw. If you put the straw in, you're going to then put your thumb over it. That will hold the liquid inside the straw. You take it out, but make sure your thumb is still on top. Then you will let go of your thumb and the liquid will release from inside. I sadly do not have any straws. I thought I did. So instead, I'm just going to use a spoon. If you have a spoon, you can do the same exact thing. When it's time to use the liquid, I'm just going to scoop it and pour it out. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take your paint and you're going to put it on your palette. I already did so a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more. Add some white in here. And let me get some green. Awesome. Alright, once that is done, you are then going to take your baking soda and you are going to sprinkle it on top. If you are using food coloring, it may be easier for you to put the baking soda onto your plate first and then add a little bit of water and food coloring on top. So you're not going to need too much baking soda because you are still making your own paint. You're making your own paint in order to use to paint your shamrock. But you really make sure that you have your special ingredient, which is your baking soda. If yours is a little bit chunkier and it's not as fluid like paint, no worries. It is going to be probably a little bit better for the science part of this. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more on. And it's up to you if you want to help them pour, if you want to pour it for them, if you think they could do it by themselves. But I would definitely suggest having them mix and stir it all together. Tell them to mix away until there is no more white showing to the best of your ability. If there is a little bit left, it's no big deal. Alright, now you are ready to paint. I'm actually really glad I added some white because I really do like this color green. So with your paintbrush, you're just going to fill in your shamrock. Just going to do this really quickly. Okay, and I am done. So I finished coloring in my shamrock. If you see that your shamrock seems to be a little bit thicker than usual consistency and texture, I don't know if you can see, but mine is a little bit globby and a little bit risen. That's probably for the best. It means that you definitely put enough baking soda inside your mixture. If not, if you feel like you need to, you can always sprinkle a little bit more baking soda to get the next effect. So you are all done painting. Good job. Now you're going to take some vinegar and place it inside your cup. Remember, a little vinegar goes a long way. Remember, if you have that pipette at home, I highly suggest using it. Or the straw, try the straw method as well. Sometimes it's a little easier if you cut the straw down. So otherwise, when it's super long, it may not take that effect of your thumb going on as well. Once again, you can use a spoon and do so as well. Let's see. So I'm just going to scoop a little bit of my vinegar and I'm going to place it onto my shamrock. And what do you see? If they remember from the last time that we've done this with free coloring, and then we warned them that this is not a piece to keep, that this is a piece that you are just going to have fun with for the time being. And ask them if they knew that this was going to happen, if they remember doing this at home. I mean, at school with us. Usually try to make sure that they are hitting fresh paint. Because if you go to a spot that's already fizzing, it may not work just as well. But wow, look at that. So even for me, even though as many times I've done this, it is still fun to watch. So you can go right ahead and keep on fizzing, keep on painting. If they want to make more than a shamrock, that's great. Something that they can do at home to keep busy. If you do not have any of the supplies, I highly suggest using your time now, if you can, to go out and get some. Keep your little ones busy. Make sure you maybe have some paint. Maybe you have some Play-Doh at home. Maybe you have some games, some markers, some crayons, glue. Baking soda and vinegar are really always fun to take out, even though it can be for a few minutes, or it might last them a half hour. Who knows? I will be posting some other things as well, but this is our St. Patrick's Day special. I hope you guys have fun and enjoy.